how to obliterate any closing objection without feeling slimy, sleazy, or like you're selling your soul. And we're going to cover 8 power principles to help you close more. And I'm also going to go through a live call breakdown of myself handling objections of, discounts, decision-making power, and stalls. So power principle number 1, the only thing holding you back from getting what you want in life is your ability to overcome objections. Like, think about it. You want something from your spouse, got to overcome objections, right? Want to raise at work, got to overcome objections. Want to close a big deal, got to overcome objections. So it's really important to understand this, all right? Because when you understand this and you really internalize this power principle, that means you are potentially one objection away from a better life. That's power principle number 2. And when you really think about this, if you close a major opportunity, that could be life-changing from a respect and recognition, perspective at your company. If you close your spouse or any objection that you have, your life will be infinitely better, hopefully, right? So really, when you think about whether it's a small deal or big deal, that single objection you overcome or multiple objections you overcome could be what changes your life for the better. You're interviewing for a better job, a better career, better whatever. Again, you have to overcome their objections again. So this is a very powerful principle to internalize. Power principle number 3. The best way to handle the objection is to eliminate them before they show up. All right? This is the new way to handle objections proactively. And when you really think about it, closing objections almost always fall into the same buckets of it's too expensive, need to check with someone else, need to think about it, not in the budget, don't see the value, uncertainty in the company solution, etc., etc., etc. Now, if you know this to be true, you can actually eliminate a lot of objections up front and create a virtually objectionless close. So, for example here's actually an internal sales process that we actually train our inner circle clients on, right? And because of how we have it all mapped out, it's step by step where you can eliminate so much before you get to the close, where your chances of closing are incredibly high. This is whether it's small deals or big deals, etc. So this is very, very powerful, all right? Power principle number 4, all right? Humanize what could be potentially awkward. All right, humanize what could be potentially awkward. And you'll see what I mean in a second. Like when you are focused on robotic rebuttals, you lose the prospect. Like you're going to see when I go into the live call breakdown in just a little bit. So I'm intentionally going quickly here because I want you to see these principles in action. But, they aren't robotic rebuttals, right? Because if you are robotic, you will lose a prospect. But when you're human and having a conversation, like you're being funny, you're being real, now they'll trust you more, which leads to power principle number 5, which is 99% of first objections are a smokescreen. I'm going to say it again. 99% of first objections are a smokescreen. You want to seek the truth. And when you really think about it, like this is why the old way of having rebuttals doesn't really work, because if they say objection X and you try to come back with, explanation rebuttal Y, you might not even be overcoming the real or proper objection. All right, you're not really putting their mind at ease. So that's why it doesn't work, because you're ultimately trying to overcome objection that's not even real. So you want to seek the truth, okay? Seek the truth, which leads to the power principle number 6. Talk less and ask more. Talk less and ask more. As you get objections, you want to use phrases such as, tell me more. Can you elaborate? What about X concerns you? This will help them trust you more, as they're going to feel heard. And the goal is to get the truth, because once you have the truth, then you can actually overcome the objection or set really clear next steps and move the opportunity forward. And this is wildly powerful when you really internalize and understand this. This is why the best negotiators are the ones who ask the best questions. Power principle number 6. All right. So here is the old way. The old way of doing things is this. You get the objection, and then you are like pitching super hard to try to, as an attempt to overcome the objection. All right. And the result, if they end up buying or don't buy, whatever, the result is this. The prospect feels forced, pressured, and gross. And frankly, you probably feel like a dirtbag because you're trying to convince them hard to buy. You sleep terrible at night and wonder if sales is for you. All right. I'm being a little facetious here, but you kind of get my point. It doesn't feel good. You know it doesn't feel good. All right. And also, I'm sure if it's ever happened to you, you don't feel good on the receiving end either. Here is the new way. The new way is this, is you want to eliminate as many objections up front as you can. And then you ask questions to seek to understand for other objections, right? So you're going down the list. You're asking a lot of questions, right? And then you align what you've learned to show them what that you understand and how objection X, whatever it is no longer a concern or not a concern. This is wildly powerful. And the result is this. You are now seen as a trusted advisor and not a sleazy slime bag. All right. Your chances of closing are high and your future in sales is wildly bright, brilliantly bright. All right. So old way, new way. Old way, you pitch. New way, you're really eliminating up front and you're asking lots of questions to truly seek to understand. Power principle number 7. Objections are a good thing as they are milestones toward closing. I know something it can feel a little bit uncomfortable when you get that objection from your prospect, but you want objections, right? If they tell you it's all good and then the call ends with nothing happening, that's actually more concerning because they may not trust you quite enough or personally have not fully figured out what's on their mind. Because sometimes they may not have fully fleshed out the objection, and that's where questions are powerful in fleshing them out so you can both be on the same page to help guide them in their buyer's journey to potentially work together, whether it's a close or to plan next steps down the road. This is whether it's for small deals or big deals. Really, really important. What's key to understand as well is this is also when you're in a closing situation, especially if you're selling a complex opportunity to multiple decision makers, they each may have their own objections as well. So again, the better of a job you do up front to eliminate them and also guide through the process, the more likely you are to lead to a close if you can help remove them and eliminate them, show them why they're not concerned. Power principle number 8. You must have a framework to work off of as it helps guide you through overcoming the objection. So everything we discussed so far, you might be like, oh, that sounds cool in theory, right? But the truth is you want to piece it all together as that is what helps you organize your thoughts. When you don't have a framework, it's really easy to deviate and then you're all over the place. So for example, here's a really simple framework for obliterating all objections. So when they drop you an objection, whatever it's going to be, even if it's a smokescreen, you first empathize with them to really just with their objection and their feelings. So you don't want them to feel like they're like an idiot or silly for having an objection. It's normal, right? You want to help put their mind at ease so you can have the truth. Then you want to clarify, I say times 10, exactly what the objections really are. Like, what's really on their mind? Is what they're saying the true objection, or are there many layers deep? Peel the onion as deep as possible. Get to the real root. What you don't want to do is try to solve a symptom and not the problem. All right, so it's really important. That's like going to a doctor and they're treating you for a cough, but they're not actually diving into to see what's causing the cough, and maybe it's something more serious. So you want to uncover through clarifying question exactly what the real root problem is. Then you want to isolate out all objections out so there's no other objections. Then you want to clarify their needs, wants, desires, and they have them sell you. Again, that you do through questions, and they can respond and handle objections if necessary. This is a really simple, powerful framework that we teach our students. So enough of that. I have enough time on this. Let's dive into the call recording next, because I'm going to do a step-by-step breakdown, and I'll be including these 8 power principles sprinkled all throughout. All right, so I'm excited to go through this live call recording with you. So this is one of our behind the scenes for Inner Circle, members for part of our main paid program. But this is one of our students here who had mentioned he struggled with this objection, and I'm role playing with him as the sales professional. And of course, you'll see that he didn't just drop just one, but he started to hit me with a few different ones. So you get to see exactly how to handle it using the 8 power principles that we've just gone over. And we'll be doing this at 1.5 times speed. I might increase it a little bit as well. just so we can make sure I can pause and go through some of the dialogue on really what I'm doing, some things, core things to point out. So let's get into it.
Hey, just I gotta ask. I mean, is there any discount you guys can help me out with? I mean, it's a $30,000 program. Just again, just it doesn't hurt to ask, right?
Sure, I can charge you more if you like.
Sure. I mean, but
I'm gonna. Okay, notice there, even just with this objection here, I'm immediately just even look just how I'm responding back. All right, I'm just having some fun here. I'm humanizing the process. Now, again, you can only do this if you've done a good job on the front end of the process, so you have trust and rapport with them, so you can play it off your personality, have a little bit of fun as well. I mean, you can even see in my face, right? This is like I'm enjoying the process already. So let's keep going on. And also notice after I make my joke, I pause, let them digest it a little bit, and let them kind of process, and then we'll keep going. Just joking. Well, I mean, here's the thing, Christian. Obviously, you want to have a really quality product, right? That comes at the very end.
yeah, of course,
cool, of course. Cool. And the only way we can do that is making sure we have top talent to help actually produce the media to the quality you want for your brand. So with that being said, I did give you the absolute best price. So notice here, even just I'm tying back, I'm having him, we're tying back to stuff we discussed already in the call to remind them again of what they're looking for. This is very powerful here. And then even when I say this is the final price, this is the best price, this is the best number we got, there's a lot of conviction there, which is very important, especially in handling objections.
So okay, no room for a little discount on that 30K. I want to pay all this in full, but I mean, if you guys can help me with something, what else can you guys do for me? I know, I mean, you guys are top notch. You guys, like you said, it's a 14-person team that would be assigned to my project.
Yeah.
Is there anything you guys can throw into that deal?
So that happens, right? So you do your best to handle it, but then they still come back at you with like, I'm not satisfied, which is a great example. So, so you want to be able to pay in full? Is that right? Is that your plan?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And tell me more. What do you mean by that specifically?
So I mean, pay up 30K, like in full total. Cool. I mean, full amount, no payments or anything.
Okay, cool. So wait, so you do have 30K right now? Is that right?
Yeah. Okay, I'll be able to transfer that over to you guys. But like I said, you guys can help me out with anything. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, man. So if I understand right, you have the funds, you're 100% in. You just want to see if you can get just anything else in addition to this. Is that right?
Yeah. I mean,
so notice here, I'm diving in deep. I'm really clear. I'm asking specific questions. I'm really clarifying down and breaking down what's really, just on their mind. I'm really trying to make sure that's really key. If you notice there as well, I'm actually going to pull us back up so you can kind of see it as well. You can see here, even here, we're clarifying, we're isolating out the objection, make sure that's the only objection.
It's a 30K investment. I mean, it sounds like purchasing a car.
Sure, I understand, but the best part is the car doesn't make you money. This will make you money. So I tell you what, because listen, I believe in what you're doing. I believe in your brand. I believe in your author or your offer as an author, whatever they are. Tell you what, let's do this. I'm gonna give you an extra bonus of whatever bonus you have, extra time with my boss as well to just really handhold the whole process. So you're able to make sure you get the white glove experience through the whole thing. He doesn't normally do this, and we only reserve people we know are truly serious. Would that be a value to you?
Of course, yeah. If that's the guy from the videos, right? Yeah.
That's it. It's my boss. I mean, he never does this, so I could probably convince him. But here's the thing: I have to make sure I get the paperwork from you tomorrow. I can't go to him and beg for this if you don't commit to what you're going to do. Is that fair?
You said tomorrow?
That's what you told me, right?
Right. Okay. Yeah, I think I might be able to get it tomorrow.
Well, you think or you will? Okay, notice here a couple of things, right? So, I'm diving in deep. I'm drawing a line in the sand, but I'm also just not giving away whatever. It's like when you just give away arbitrarily, even if you can or not, like whether it's discounts or extra things that can really help push the opportunity to a close. When you give it too freely, you actually lose control on the deal cycle, because they also may be thinking, well, if it's that easy to get a discount, get whatever, what else are you not giving me? Why did you give it to me to begin with? And here, I'm intentionally not giving everything up front, but I'm using it as leverage here to be able to really understand and see where we're exactly at. So I'm literally asking, make sure if I do this, he will do. If I do X, he will do Y. This is really, really important.
I think. I mean,
also notice here as well, when I sense, let's replay again so you kind of hear that again. That's what you told me, right?
Right. Okay. Yeah, I think I might be able to get it tomorrow.
Well, you think or you will?
I think. I mean,
tell me your thought process here. Okay. So notice here, I sense uncertainty. So by sensing uncertainty, even though the words he's saying sounds fine, I'm sensing uncertainty, so I know I need to flesh out the objection. There's something else. I don't know what it is. I don't want to assume, so I really need to go back and re-clarify again.
It's up to the wife, happy wife, happy life. But
Sure, I got it. So I'm a little confused, Chris. You told me earlier it's only your decision. What's going on now? So notice here, because I did a good job on the front end uncovering decision-making process, who all the buy influences involved, this gives me the confidence to be able to clarify down and call out potentially smokescreen objections as well.
I mean, hey, like I said, I have the funds. I just gotta run it by the wife. And is this the final thing? I gotta be able to take care of everything tomorrow, like full, like just initiate the payment.
Well, let's just put everything aside, okay? Because here's the thing: when we're working with you, man, I need you 100% bought in, and your wife too, because it's not just me just doing whatever, our team doing whatever. Like, we need you involved so we can produce the content for you. This is done for you, but you're still pretty involved. All right. So help me understand, what's your wife think about this conversation we're having? So notice here the power here. I'm not saying, yep, if you don't do this tomorrow, you're dead to me. I'm not saying that. No one wants to buy that way. I'm going back to clarifying that times 10. I'm really uncovering what is on their mind. I want to be able to truly serve them, but I can't serve them without understanding what's really on his mind. What's the real objection? I think she'll say.
It's just the money coming out of our bank account. She knows I want to do this. She's fully supportive. But just in case, like I said, what if nothing happens tomorrow? What do you guys do then?
Well, let's put that to the side though. Like if she's resistant or not sure, what are you gonna say?
I'll do this with whether she likes it or not. She knows that I already have a coaching practice. She knows that she knows everything that's going on around this project. So like I said, I just got to talk to her about this. But if she's cool with everything, I think I'll be able to take care of everything tomorrow.
So if she's resistant, what are you gonna say to her though? Like if she says, I'm not sure, what are you gonna say?
Pretty much everything that we discussed today. This is meant to again generate me more income within a couple of months, having more time to ourselves, and I know that you guys can deliver. It's a full service that what you guys are providing. Like I said, it's more about just the full investment as far as transferring funds. I have funds, but that's really it, Marcus.
So what do you think she might be worried about? So notice here. I'm walking the prospect through, and this is a spousal situation, but this could be multiple decision makers, and it really doesn't matter. It's the same kind of concept here, but I'm walking the prospect through what's going to happen after this call wraps up. What's on their mind? Who they're going to talk to, and really, what if that person says no? What if they're not on board? What's that look like? This is really important because this helps you understand, are they actually truly on board? So we're going deeper than just beyond objection handling here. We're really making sure foundationally we've done a good job with our sales process, but also making sure that they actually are aligned. This will really help us minimize ghosting on the back end, because they're literally committing to us that they're going to take action, and regardless of what their spouse says or other decision maker says as well. But again, notice here, I'm not telling him these things. He's telling me. I'm using questions to uncover the situation.
If we're the right company, if we're actually going to deliver what we're saying we're going to do. That's all.
Let's just say hypothetically that she was on the call right here and she says, "Hey, babe, Chris, I love you. You do what's best for our family." If she said that, would you move forward right now?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Okay, notice here, again, I'm doing my best to just feel out and flash out any objections. What's really on his mind? Is it the spouse thing? What is it really? So that's why, again, I'm looking to isolate out and remove any objections to make sure we're totally on the same page. So you just want to make sure she's 100% bought in. Is that right?
Yeah, that's it.
Cool. So, and here's the thing, Chris, I have a lot of experience with this. So fortunately, I've dealt with people with spouses too. And I totally get this, right? So, and I'm married myself, right? So here's the thing. So there's really two ways you can approach the situation with her, right? So number one, you could say, so notice here, now I'm preparing to help guide and coach him a little bit. This is like probably my longer spiel, if you will, or pitch, if you will, to the situation. But this whole time, I'm really seeking to understand, making sure he's totally bought in. I'm helping him tell me what's on his mind. And you notice even his certainty when I say, hey, if it's just you, what would you do? I'm in, I'm 100% in. So I now know it was never about the money. That was the smoke screen he mentioned earlier. It was never about the money. It was more so about getting the other decision maker bought in so we can actually move the deal forward. Hey babe. And once I know that, then I'm going to help with a better rebuttal response, because now I know I can use the right medication, if you will, to solve the right ailment. I found this company. I just Googled some company, found this company. They're going to like make me some cool course. It's going to cost me like $30,000. What do you think? Okay. Or number two, you could say, notice here, I'm incorporating the human aspect. I'm making jokes here. I'm laughing a little bit, but I'm also like serious too. But this helps ease the tension of a potentially tense situation. Hey, babe, I know this coaching practice has been some ups and downs, different challenges, but I found a company to invest into. It's going to help us build a passive income source that's going to help us generate $100,000 per month in course sales that I know is going to be fantastic for our business and for our family. But before I move forward, I just want to make sure that I have your emotional support on this. Okay, so let me pause for a second. Which person do you think is going to be able to influence your spouse to move forward? Person number one or person number two? Yeah, and the reason is number two, that person is serving from pure conviction and belief, while the first person is not a true leader. So for you, which person are you going to be, number one or number two?
Number one. You're going to influence them, right?
Well, you can be number one or number two. Number two is a positive person that can influence.
I'm sorry, number two.
Number two. Are you sure?
Yeah.
100%. So notice here, I'm guiding and I'm helping them really formulate the person they need to become that actually is going to take action, right? So I'm aligned, like, hey, you can be person one or person two. This is a little more advanced here, but this ties into what's called the consistency bias, in which people want to be consistent in what they say about themselves. So I'm helping guide him here a little bit. But notice here, he didn't sound certain. So I'm still, again, I'm trial closing again to make sure he's actually going to do what he says he's going to do. Percent? Because I don't want to twist your arm. I want to make sure you're 100% in, because we're in this together, all right?
All right. Yeah.
Cool. So you feel confident you'll be able to talk to her?
Yeah. I mean, now that you put it that way, I mean, like you said, you've heard.
Notice again, I'm asking questions to really make sure. Now, again, I realize some people are watching and be like, oh, that seems like, I don't know. I don't like how it feels. It's uncomfortable. For sure, it's uncomfortable. But ultimately, if you believe your solution is going to really help them become a better version of themselves, help them achieve certain goals for their business, or help their business do certain things, then you need to have a conviction belief that you can truly help them. So you want to seek the truth. What that means, we work together today, tomorrow, down the road.
You've heard these kind of situations about the situations before, that sometimes it's not even the financial side. It's more about they haven't seen everything that I've seen.
Correct. So is it safe to say you'll be able to influence her positively to get 100% support on her side too?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Again, I'm just making sure, I'm re-clarifying again that he is 100% in. He's going to be able to influence the decision maker, right? The spouse in the situation, to be able to move forward. Awesome. So let's do this, because obviously I want to make sure you feel comfortable and she feels comfortable too, right? And since you're going to take care of the paperwork tomorrow and wildlife funds tomorrow, let's just set up a call tomorrow, just get you completely onboarded. So this way I can answer any last question before we finalize everything. And of course, if you don't have any questions at all, bring her to the call too. We can make sure she's totally good too. Is that cool?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Okay, perfect. So there you can see it right there. Even how I wrapped it up, like this is like beyond the scope of this trend, but even how I wrap it up, like this situation is not a close right now, but it's a positioning to minimize any objections they may have. And then again, it's a clear next step where him and I in the situation having the call set up to be able to actually make sure they get on board. And it's really clear what's going to happen on the call. It's black and white. So notice here, these questions for sure can be challenging to ask. This is what separates the top reps from the average reps. Average reps like to live in grayness and not have clarity of the situation. Top reps want the truth. They want to know who wanted to do business and move forward, together as a partnership. Average reps like to live and smoke on hopium. So that's why it's so key to make sure that you are on the same page, at least have tough questions.